Yep. And I'm just connecting the back right here. Engine rooms like that are kind of awkward to supply. You just gotta let the crew run in one way and come back like through the thrusters. Like this, for example. Alright. Let's go for some door spam. Yeah. Okay, and now I have to get some crew in there. I actually think I remember exactly how much crew I need. I think it was 2 barracks and this. And that's what I meant with there isn't really space for the bridge, because yeah, the issue is I guess you could place it in here, but you don't really have space to place the operator crew anywhere else. I guess you could maybe place it like here, but it's possible that this crew would get hit and then you would lose control, so that's also not really optimal. Ah yeah, you can move those one person, I think, right? Yeah, exactly. And move that one to the back so I can move even closer. Yeah, so those are the operators, and the suppliers are also in there. So I guess I can test it right now. Ah, alright, there it is. Yeah. And that's that. Okay, so what to spend the extra budget on? I guess it's probably just more thrust, right? Ah, Marty said hi. Hello. That's not good. Yeah. Hmm. I think in the original design I made, I have a bit more boost in the back. So you can see I'm currently not at 1.5 million. And I'm trying to figure out where the rest of my budget went. I guess that's probably it. Misplaced door right there. That's how you lose Paragon, so don't do stuff like that. Ah yeah, I'm still missing the fire extinguishers. That's probably where the rest of the budget is going. So, fire extinguishers. Alright. Yep, now I'm slightly over budget. That is annoying. So I guess I'm still wasting some credits somewhere. I guess I only need one fire extinguisher in the centimeter. I do specifically remember that I used 2 fire extinguishers in the bottom module. Could of course always reduce the explosive protection, but that's normally not something you want to do. But it shouldn't matter too much, it's just a bit more protection on those heavy blasters from the explosive charges. I do remember also having enough budget to use the door spam right to remove the door spam right here. Obviously I could whoops, that door is needed, but those 2 doors are not needed. I could remove them and I could get back in budget. But I explicitly remember having the budget to do this door spam right here. So what I'm guessing is that I just have some misplaced doors or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's probably something I'm gonna take a look at later, because I do still want to make 2 other ships. So just for comparison, the original ship looks like this. So yeah. What's really the differences here? Yeah, I guess the reactor placement on the bottom is slightly different. Yeah, so I don't know. I think my idea of placing the reactor more to the inside of the ship is slightly better, because the reactor might be slightly better protected. It's probably a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of the reason why just encouraging people to rebuild the same ship is kind of laughable, because I mean, even not having the side by side, it was trivially easy to rebuild basically exactly the same ship. But I have to admit, avoiders are fairly easy to build if you use an already existing formula. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so maybe the next ship is a bit more complicated from the general structure, so maybe that's gonna be a bit different from the original. But we'll just see. Like, the next ship is it's kind of a weird ship. It's an ion rammer, I guess, but the thing about that ship is that it has very low firepower on the ions, and it relies a lot on the side mines and side nukes. So yeah, that's what I want to build. The setup is very common, that you place the ions on the corners of the reactor, and you only need 2 crew for 2 of the ions. Yeah, and right here I can also use the corners of the reactor, so I'll move the crew down. Alright, and the idea is that I'm using MRT on the sides. So what I want to do is I want to have I want to bring like I think it was 2 ions from the side like this. Yeah, I think that's it. I think on the original ship. Yeah, right. I used 2 ions. Alright, so on the top the setup is basically the same for all rammers. Like, you place the shields like this. And you basically have to place the barracks like this next to the reactor to be able to supply the MRT thrusters. At least that's what worked best for this ship. That's not as general of a rule, but what you should always do is placing a crew quarter like this to quickly supply the 2 center shields. Alright, so yeah, now to the fun part, the MRT logistics. I do think I had did I have 5 engine rooms on each side? That seems about right. Maybe I even had 6 on each side. I'll take a quick look. No, I only had 5. Okay, so I want to place this like that, so the ion beam can still move past. Oh no. No, that won't work. I need place to place the prisms. And if I want to place the prisms, I even need one more space, like this. Because the idea is I'm gonna place the prisms like this. And that should work. Alright, move this thing a bit further down. I think I need to move it up a bit. I just want... Just one up is good, I think, right? Is that right? I think that is. Not sure about that one. That setup looks kind of strange, but I'll leave it as is for now. How many tiles distance is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2 is 12 tiles difference, which is fine. Like 12 tiles difference is the norm. So, not quite sure. Like if I place a block like right above the prism like this, the prism will probably have bad focus. I'll just test that. But disruptors are very useful, especially for this ship, because I have such a small amount of firepower. I won't be able to penetrate any real shielding otherwise without the disruptors. So let's fixate the prisms. Yeah, and what I remember is, like, what I remember for the ship is that I need one command room and a cockpit. Alright, and I'm connecting those three doors, connect the top and the bottom parts. That way I can share operators between them and in total save some costs. I'm just gonna place them right here for, right there for now. Yeah, I don't have doors to the nozzles. And I still need one bank of another bank of operators. Interesting. I'm not very confident that those MRT are actually going to sustain in their current state, but yeah, no they don't. But that's alright. Yeah, the bottom really struggles. Should be able to move the bottom a bit closer, and maybe I'll move the top one space up, because the upper engine room seems to be doing really well and the bottom engine room seems to be doing very poorly. Yeah, like there's 4 spaces from the center pathway to the bottom and 2 to the top. That's bad. That's not something we want. So we are going to move everything a space up. And we are going to remove all of this stuff. What are the crew are doing some weird things. Yeah, that's because the assignments are missing, of course. Alright, let's test the sustain again. I'll probably have to move the MRT closer to the center. Oh no, they are bringing in batteries from the top. Okay, I definitely have to assign the reactors now. Oh, that's already a lot better. The flicker is noticeably less strong. And I should actually make a way backwards for the crew. and there still is a little bit of fog. Does it help if I make a connection right there? Probably not really. Yeah. That connection right there might even be bad because of pool congestion. What happens if I just remove it? Interesting. Yeah. In this scenario, just adding more crew to it will could definitely solve the issue. But I'm trying to make it work with just the two barracks because I specifically remember being able to do so on the old version of the ship. So yeah, I don't think I had the MRT closer in actually, but I'm not perfectly sure, of course. Yeah. I think what I'll be doing is that I'll be focusing on the armor first before I continue improving the sustain time, the uptime of the thrusters. Alright, so I think I'm gonna base the armor placement off of the launchers. Something like this, maybe. Yeah, that's also something I'll have to look up because on the original placement, like the amount of armor I have right here, that's something I had to playtest a lot, because if you move the mine launchers out too much, they get destroyed very easily. But if you move them in too much and you use the nukes on the launchers, they will clip on the sides if you even just spin slightly. So from playtesting I found that this is kind of the best distance to keep them. And yeah, I also have them this distance from the MRT away. I'll actually use this setup because I want to place armor right there. That's not a place where I really want those quarters. Alright. So it was 2 armor out. I think on my original ship I only have the armor like 1 thick further down. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I actually do have the quarter up there. Because the armor is only 1 thick anyways. For some... Yeah. Yeah, the thing with 2 thick armor is, I think it probably just... it slows my ship down a lot, but I can also tell you this. The mistake I made on this ship is, and that's actually I think the only major mistake I ever made on an application is that I was using 6 prisms, but those 2 center ones, they don't really need to be focused. Like if you just remove those prisms and you fire those ion beams, the focus isn't really great, but it's good enough so that you should actually not place those prisms and save some money that way. So on this ship I will definitely have a bit more money to spare. And I don't really know what I want to spend it on, but the issue with spending it on more side armor or stuff like that is that it just makes the ship a lot slower, and the ship really relies on its speed to win a lot of the battles it's in, because yeah, it doesn't have the firepower to like hit the enemy head on. Oh, I think the armor is actually 1 further outside. Yep. I said that I tested it a lot and then I just do it the wrong way. And that's why I also placed the quarters there, because I'm holding the armor with it. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I probably want some armor, some more armor there anyways. I'm really under budget by a lot. Did I use an additional launcher in my original design? I'll take a look. I used 5 launchers. I used... Oh yeah, I did use 6 engine rooms. Yeah. So that means that's why this ship is so under budget. Alright, so I guess I'll just try and implement this additional engine room. Yeah, that's a bit closer to the expected budget. So I'm gonna have to fill in some mine parts. I'm sorry, some nukes. So you can see I'm preloading mines in the launchers, and after, because you get 6 volleys if you load them into the launchers. So they are really you really can put a lot of ammo into the... You can store a lot of ammo directly in the launcher, that's why we do that. And the rest of the ammo will just be nukes. So yeah. Alright. I can remove that. And yeah, I just need... I'll just reset the crew. Yeah, I need a lot of crew. I need... Oh no. Oh yeah, right, the connection got cut. So in total I need a quarter and a... Alright, and the reactor assignments. And we missed the spot. Alright. There is some small amount of, some decent amount of flicker on the very bottom, right there. We can move the top one more in. Yeah, we can definitely do it. We can definitely move it one closer in. So the idea is, basically we are limited by those two ions. Like, we can't really move them inwards anymore. So, or we would have to rearrange a lot of stuff. So, because of those ions, we have to place the prisms at certain distances. And the idea is that I'm gonna do the prism placement like this, and that way I can move everything closer together. I also marked the prisms. Alright. Cool. Alright. Let's see how the flickering is now. There still is flickering. I can still move in one closer. I can move the prism up here, like this. So I will have those two. No, that's not possible because of the two ions in the bottom. No, but it is possible. So I do this like that. The issue is the disruptors there with an arrangement like that. I can still just move everything to the right side though. No, that doesn't work, of course. Like, the issue is, if we have to move the MRT on top to the right side, I also have to move the ones on the bottom, but I actually want to move them to the left side. That's the issue here. Like, I know, if I remember correctly, like, something like this was the setup on the original ship. Oh, I guess my original ship had only one disruptor, that's why this worked. Is that correct? I have like I have I moved the reactor to the right side, so the disruptors are more to the right side, so that way the prisms have free sight. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess I'll have to do that. So yeah, the idea is to move this just like that. The advantage of that is that you can use the corner logistics of the reactor, and you have the disruptors further out at the same time. And we currently have a gap of between the shields of seven tiles, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, only 7 on one side, 14 in total. So this gap between the shields, you normally want it to be like 12 tiles at most. But that's not really an issue, because our change allowed us to move move this side one closer anyways. I have to remove some of the armor first. Yeah, so now we have to do it like this, and it should work. Do that, do that, do that. Alright, let's connect the reactors up first before we do anything, and run the MRT. should also connect the crew. Oh, the walkways are messed up. I guess doing it like this, you have some crew congestion in the center, but the center is closest to the reactor anyways, so it should be okay. I blame MRT bug. That's the go-to excuse if MRT logistics aren't working. Oh, that's really bad. One of the shields is completely covered now because of one of the changes I made. We don't want that, of course. So the top engine rooms, they are sustaining, but the ones on the bottom are not. What are my walkways right now? Real mess. A really big mess. This should point downwards and this should point this direction. I guess I can do this also. Still getting flickers. Unacceptable. Alright, I'll just quickly test the ions to see if they even work as expected. But yeah, that's looking fine. So yeah, the focus point, I'll definitely have to revisit the focus point, but it's fine for just making the army. Interesting. Alright. So one thing that still is missing is the hooks. I'll just steal them. Whoops. I'll just steal them from my old ship because I'm literally just using the same hooks on all of my ships. I vary the length of the hooks from time to time, but that's about it. Right. Let's make sure the hooks actually detach. Yep, that works, because that is something I tend to get wrong on my prototypes. Alright, and yeah, you can see we have about 10,000 left. That's about the 10,000 credits that I got by removing the 2 prisms in the center. So I'm going to do it like this. I'll add those to control group 1. That's control group 2, 3. Those are on left click. Those are on right click, and I will set both to fire at target so that I don't accidentally blow someone up when I go AFK. Alright, so this ship already has more armor than the original, but so we are still missing a few things that the original had, like fire extinguishers. Don't forget your fire extinguishers. In my experience, fire extinguishers aren't really worth it on the launchers, but you can add them. For those, I'd like to just put those 3x1s to protect against like those strafing hits from like ion beams or chain guns. Just because if one of the 2 nozzles gets destroyed, you're basically dead. Oh, and that basically is our entire budget already. I really had very little front armor on my original design. Yeah, like that's 3 layers, and we do have 4 layers. Yep. What we are still missing on our ship is the structure cage. That's supposed to hold all of the armor up, and it's supposed to prevent like small fighters from literally entering the barrel and getting through your shields directly to the core, which definitely can happen. Or even sometimes ship debris still have functioning weapons, and those can sometimes enter the barrel and destroy the ship. Yeah, I think that should be good. What we can still do is we can move those operators for a slightly better center of mass. I guess I could even place them there to save some structure cost. That's even better. And those need operators. And that's our ship working again. Good. Yeah, I can remove a bit of, like, I'm slightly over budget, so I'll just remove the armor right here. That increases the shield radius a bit, and doesn't really hurt us. So I'll put this here. Yeah, and now we are exactly on, no, not exactly on budget, but almost exactly on budget. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to figure out the sustain on the thrust. I'm certain that the original had perfect thrust sustain. Oh no, it actually flickered a bit. Where is it flickering? Oh yeah, it is flickering. Oh, so I guess it does have pretty much the same sustain as the original. So the only difference should be that I have more armor in the front. Yeah, I actually did the optimization with the barracks to move the center of mass of the ship on the original. But I didn't do the thing with replacing the structure. Didn't think of that for some reason. Interesting. It's interesting that you can sometimes find such small optimizations when you just start completely new. Interesting. So I guess I did still learn something. I didn't just rebuild the ship because of the application. Yeah, I'll just look at it later and see if I can still find anything major. What I'll do for now is I'll just use the last remaining budget for a bit of armor, and then I'll save the ship. And I think that was named Bad Lunar Clone Reborn. So I guess this version I have to call Bad Lunar Clone Reborn. Oh, it doesn't let me type all of it. Then I'll have to edit it outside of the game real quick. Alright. Now we have the 3 reborns. Nice. Yeah, I think I feel like the ship is looking alright. And yeah, we did end up with pretty much the same ship, so I don't really know what the point of rebuilding the entire ship is, but when we just end up with the same ship again, but I guess it is necessary to follow the rules. Someone commenting that the launchers are a weak spot. Well, they certainly are a weak spot, but they are absolutely worth it. Most of the time, you don't take too much damage on the sides anyways with the right piloting. And yeah, and ships like that are this ship is actually a bit better against swarms than usual rammers because it's faster. Usually rammers, usually against swarms, they often get you from the backside more so than from the side. Yeah, but the swarm matchup isn't really something you care much about anyways, because against swarms you just lose with a rammer. But if you theoretically, if your rammer is really fast, maybe you could counter swarms. And this rammer right here is kind of fast. It goes 150. That's alright. The original version of the ship went 158, I think, because it just has so much less armor. Alright, so the last ship I want to remake is this TB rail right there, and yeah, that's still the unfixed version, I think, or is it? No, it's actually a fixed version. Do I still have an unfixed version of the ship? I'm gonna search for that real quick. Maybe I can still find the unfixed version. Oh my god, the Discord search functionality is absolute trash. But it might also help if I searched in the right channel, to be honest. Ah, yeah, this version has the error. Does this have it as well? No, I already fixed it on this version. Yeah. For anyone spotting, for anyone watching, can you spot the mistake? It's completely, it's very outrageous and definitely warrants me rebuilding the entire ship. It's I have an armor 1x1 right there, and oh no, that's the wrong armor line. I have a 1x1 right here, and I have a 1x1 right here. So it should be like this. So obviously the ship is completely unusable in the old state, so I have to remake the entire ship. So that's what I'll be doing now. So yeah, that's a TB rail. The idea of the ship is you flip the opponents with the tractor beam and you kill them with the railguns. So as always, I'm just starting with the reactor, and the tractor beam rail, the tractor beam setup is actually really easy. It's just this right here. If you use 6 tractor beams, that's the setup, and if you use 8 tractor beams, you just add one right there. And yeah, that's basically the setup to use if you wanna use TB or something like that. Yeah, you can also have the reactor like this. Which is basically the same thing. That way the reactor will be closer to the thrusters on the side, but further away from this tractor beam right there. And I think for space reasons, I had the setup like this on the original. All right. Yeah, so want to do this. Yeah, and you will be supplying all of those tractor beams with just a single quarter. That seems pretty wrong to me. But I guess I'll just continue making the ship. Alright, so in the center of the ship you want to have a 4-tile gap. Like this, so that you can fit enough armor in between the railguns so that you can properly protect them. So that is what I'm doing right there. Okay, and I remember I have this really strange setup for the control rooms, mainly because I want to avoid the explosion damage. I think it was something like this. The thing is, it's really hard to find a space for the control rooms. All of the other space on the side is populated by crew and railguns, and you can't really fit the control rooms anywhere. You could fit them really well on the backside, but if you put them on the backside, you just get so weak to any kind of flanking or swarms or anything attacking you from behind. So that's why I put them in front of the tractor beams. And if I want to do that, I have to do this really weird setup. I think what I did originally, I also did this. And yeah. Yeah, I can worry about the exact logistics of how that has to work later. Alright, so I think I have 4 accelerators on my railguns. I always forget. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. This should be the setup. I have only one space in between the railguns, so I can supply them neatly like this. With corridors like that. And I can put the armor in between of the modules like this. And like this. It's a bit awkward that I have to supply the innermost railguns with a storage that's a bit further away, but this ship is all about compactness, and Yeah, if you want to make the ship as compact as possible, you have to make some sacrifices. But that's alright. Yeah. I think this works like that. And yeah, I don't need that connection. A lot of railgun ships tend to supply their railguns with corridors, not exactly not with corridors, but with walkways, because that's faster. But for this ship, it turned out that those corridors are just fast enough to get the job done, and I just combat the slow crew movement with spamming a lot of crew. I feel like I should move the reactor one down. That leaves this weird space right there. I'm not entirely convinced on that, but I think that's the right call. That allows me to place some more crew here. I think I actually had corridors. With this ship, it's really weird figuring out in what scenarios corridors are better and in what scenarios walkways are actually better. I did a lot of experimentation, and in the end, I'm still not entirely sure if I found the best setup, because the differences between the setups are so marginal, it's extremely hard to test them. I think I had a setup similar to this. It's kind of strange making like this whole line of walkways basically just to supply this one engine room right there, but yeah, the issue is if you are in a mirror fight against another TB rail and this flickers just once, you get flipped and you just die. And that's kind of the nightmare scenario there. That's something you don't want to happen at all. All right. Let's see how the logistics and stuff works out. That's wrong. I think I'm gonna need a bit more crew on ammo. No, I think that's good actually. Why are those not? Oh yeah, right. Alright, I'll just overcrew from now. Okay, that seems good. I can move that rail down by 1 space. Yeah. Also, most rail ships that are around, they have a lot of redundancy with the storages, like they place armor in between and stuff, and this ship sacrifices a lot of that for more compactness. I think that railgun is actually one up in the ship I'm using, but I'll leave it like this for now. Can always change it later. Alright, so I can move this thruster up. Yeah, not gonna place fire extinguishers so that I can forget them later. No, usually you should place fire extinguishers last because they are kind of there to... You should try to just fill spots with them. And if you place them too early, you might block something you could need later. Yeah, the barrel right there, that's... I remember that I used 6 of these triangle pieces in my TB rail. So, and I think you want the barrel to be about double the length of the amount of triangles you're using. So that would indicate that the barrel is a bit too short for now. Yeah. So theoretically that should be good. Right. The armor is definitely one of the more difficult parts of the ship. Normally you don't really want to use 3x1 for armor because of their really bad penetration resistance, but their distance from the backside is so far that they will often just slow down the projectiles enough that they don't even get the chance to hit anything else. Yeah, I think I'll do the structure connection later because the operator placements are still not final. I'm probably gonna move those around so that I need less structure. But I also might leave them here in the center because they act as additional armor to the control rooms. But at this point, at that point, if the enemy attacks from behind, I guess the reactors are just as vulnerable as the control rooms. Probably even more so on the sides there. Yeah, so the armor roundness right there, that's pretty much just going after my feelings. and I have to adjust it later. Also, the suppliers are also just what I feel the railguns are using. I don't have the exact numbers in my head on how much suppliers I need for each side. I think the right side doesn't need 2 quarters. I think that's a bit too much crew. And I'm not sure if 4 quarters is enough for like the center portion of the ship. I should assign this crew to those 3 tractor beams. And yeah, I mean, I'll just assign those for now. But I'll probably change those later on. Yeah. I think I want to go a bit further out. Not that far. Not entirely sure. Okay, and now that part is a bit annoying, doing all of the spaced armor. Yeah, the armor distribution is probably gonna be the most annoying thing, funnily enough, to redo for this ship, because that's probably the the most complicated thing about TB rail next to the corridor versus walkway stuff. No, the spaced armor doesn't line up. Always annoying when that happens. Oh, 2 1x1s next to each other. Good thing I saw that, or I would have missed my next Paragon application as well. I'm already over budget by a lot. I guess I probably have a bit too much crew. And I probably have a bit too much armor. I don't think I have this much armor in the original. Actually, no, I think that is good. No, I think that's the... You can't do armor bridging with like wedges. The ship is over budget and it's still missing a lot of armor because it's missing all of the connectors for the triangle armor. I guess I'll add the connectors. So I think it's this pattern. And this pattern should be repeatable like that. And yeah, as I said, that's just so the armor stays connected. Oh no, and I messed up the pattern. Because right now there are like these big slits which are pretty weak. So you want to weave those properly. I think it was like this actually. I think that's good. Yep, that's it. I'm 20k over budget. That's a lot actually. I'm not quite sure why that is. I don't have too much more armor than the original. But I think, yeah, I think I have armor like this. Yeah, which doesn't make it too much better. So it's probably some crew optimization stuff. Let's see, how much crew do I actually need for the side right there? Oh my, the frosted was flickering. That's horrible. That's definitely not something you want to happen. I think the front armor is also a bit shorter on this ship. Like, how many tiles is it long? Oh no, it's actually one longer even than on the ship I currently use. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the accelerators have a length of 4. I really wonder, where do I lose the budget? I use a bit less crew to supply the railguns, but I even use more crew from the right side, which makes sense because on my current ship you can see the thrust doesn't sustain. And if I add some additional crew, it does sustain. And keep in mind that there also needs to be some crew for the railgun, but the railgun is extremely power efficient, so it's not that big of a deal. I guess I'm using 5 quarters for the inner side. and I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters only for the inner stuff here. So yeah, as I said, just a bit better crew optimization. And I'm using a bank for reloading right there. Yeah, the operators are a bit awkward on the ship. Ah, that reminds me. I still have what I did before. I still don't have the optimal amount of operators. I can use less operators. Like this. Okay, and as I said, I don't need this much crew. I can do with just this much crew. And I do not need this many suppliers on the railguns. I can do with just those. But now there still is an 8k difference. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, my armor actually is one tile further out than on the original ship. Yeah, I'll probably have to remove some armor to get in the rest of the budget. Oh no. Does that actually break the sustain? Just removing those walkways. Really? No, it just... But I think the original also runs out of energy like once in a lifetime. Yeah. If it's running for that long, that's fine. Even in mirrors, you have the advantage that you'll often be using only one side. So the other side of the thrust can recharge some energy again. So it's not that bad that you don't have absolute full sustainability. That's completely fine. Ah yes, and I still need fire extinguishers. And fire extinguishers on this ship are really important. Because of all of the explosives right next to the crew and stuff. Things will burn down very quickly if you forget your fire extinguishers. honestly, I think that's gonna be where I call it. I'll just try to get the armor distribution right offline, shave some of the armor off, and try to get the budget down to 1.5 million. I have about 10k that I need to get all of the ship. So yeah, that's just about all of the ships I wanted to go through today. So I guess thanks for watching. I actually had viewers. And yeah. I hope it was entertaining, I guess.